You know, I was actually pretty pumped. 2014, between the Lego Movie and Her, I thought it was going to be a pretty solid year for movies. Then I saw The Monuments Men and Robocop. Robocop was directed by Jose Alvarez, I believe. It stars Joel Kinnaman, Gary Oldman, Michael Keaton, and it tells the story of Alex, a detective who is one of like the best gruff, very cliche cops who then gets involved in a very severe accident. And meanwhile, this company, Omnicorp, is looking to fund a project that serves a half-human, half-robot thing so they can get through a loophole and sell their robot to the police and make a lot of money. So they decide to use him, since he's severely damaged, otherwise he'll probably die, as the Robocop. Now, pretty much I just explained the entire movie. Like, all of it. Not much really happens, and that is what killed this movie. Because if you go into Robocop, you want to see action. You want to see things explode. You want to see maybe like a really cool villain, and then you just want things to blow up and Robocop to cop robotically. But none of that happens. It's all just a really melodramatic, except it's kind of just, you don't really care. It's really dumb. Aside from the story, it also suffers from pretty mediocre acting from everyone that's not Gary Oldman or Michael Keaton. Joel Kinnaman as the lead was horrendous. Like, he was more robotic as a human than as a robot, and that's just so many things wrong with that sentence. And then his wife, I literally don't think I've ever seen a couple on screen have less chemistry than Robocop and his wife. It was painful to watch. Like, they have probably one scene before he becomes a robot, and I was literally going like, oh, something's wrong, right? There's something wrong. It's like, nope, nothing was wrong. This is just supposed to be an everyday life. Actually, they're supposed to love each other a lot, apparently, and it was like the most painful thing to watch. But yeah, the biggest thing I thought that really hurt this movie was the lack of action. There were probably 3 action scenes, and they weren't even that cool. They were just like regular, like, you can see out of his visor, he sees the person, he shoots the person, he sees the person, he shoots the person. It's not exciting. You don't really care. It's really low stakes because you know he's really at no risk pretty much the entire time. Only plus side, Gary Oldman was pretty good, even though we didn't really have much to work with. But Michael Keaton, as the villain and the CEO of Omnicorp, was very, very, very good, even though he had limited screen time. Like, he was more prevalent during the first half, and once he leaves, then it really starts to get okay. The thing is, I don't usually check the clock during movies in the theater. Like, when I'm at home, I'll check the clock all the time. But I checked my clock, I think, 6 times during this movie. It was just so boring. It was so boring. And it was like 2 hours long. I thought it would... If you asked me how long I thought it was, without me knowing any time when I went in, when I got out, I'd probably say 3 hours. Because it was just stretched into oblivion. Yeah, but besides the writing of the actual plot, the dialogue was painful. There was, the kind of just the guy who's in charge of training him, and he's just kind of constantly being an ass to him. He kept calling him Tin Man. I think it's supposed to be a threatening insult, or supposed to be like, huh, aren't I creative? It's like... So yeah, if you go into Robocop expecting fun movie, an action movie, kind of just a good movie even, you're going to be severely disappointed. I give Robocop a D+. Yeah, I was very, very, very underwhelmed by this movie. Easily the worst movie I've seen this year. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.